Hello, fellow fantasy gamers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will do the review of the 23rd round in Serie A, played last weekend, but before I start, make sure you smash the like button and share the video with your friends. And if you watched it on TikTok, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. These will be just few clicks, but that way you will help me in growing the channel. The round started with a dramatic match between Lecce and Fiorentina that finished 3-2. We saw two beautiful goals, but a mistake from Lecce's goalkeeper almost cost them the point. Roberto Piccoli was vital for the final result as Lecce scored 2 goals after the 90th minute to finish the comeback. That way Fiorentina lost foot in the race for top 4. While in the next game Udinese earned their 13th draw so far this season. I have to say that they missed the chance to defeat Monza in their battle for survival, finishing 0-0. Di Gregorio saved Monza after the cannonade from the white and blacks. The round continued with another 0-0 draw, this time between Empoli and Genoa. Cambiaghi had few chances for the home side, but the Genoa keeper, Martinez, is proving to be in great form in the last few game weeks. In the evening game of Saturday we saw another dramatic game. Frosinone almost took points from Milan, but Luka Jovic got the 3 PTS for the Black and Reds. Giroud was the man of the match as he scored a goal and made an assist, while the Juventus youngster, Matthias Sully, scored again for the Serie B champions. The problems for the defense of Milan are continuing, as they conceded goals in both halves, and that is not good for the fantasy managers. In the late game Bologna and Sassuolo did 4-2, as that was the match with the most goals this round. Xerxes scored again, Volpato scored a beauty, and Skorupski made a gift for the Nero-Verdi, but in the last 15 minutes there was only one team, and that was the team of Bologna, settling the final score. The early game of Sunday was between Torino and Salernitana, and it finished in the third 0-0 draw for the round. Both teams waited on the set pieces to create something dangerous. I have to point out that this was another good result for the Torino's defense by keeping the clean sheet, but up front they have problems as they can't find the opponent's net. Then it was time for the game of the champions. Napoli welcomed Verona at the Maradona Stadium and even conceded the first goal in the 72nd minute, as a consequence of a mistake after a free kick. It was obvious that Kvicha wanted to win the game, and he did with a very beautiful goal from outside the box, after Cyril Ngant scored against his former club. It was another spectacular result, but in the next game there was no place for drama as Atalanta defeated Lazio with 3-1. The star of the match was Charles de Ketelaere, who scored 2 goals. Atalanta is keeping the 4th place in the rankings as they look in form, as they are heading in a series of tough games in the next 8 rounds. And then it was time for the Derby of Italy, as the leaders in turf faced the pursuer Juventus, at the Meazza Stadium. The game was not what everybody was expecting, as the Bianconeri played too defensively and conceded a goal after a collective mistake. They had only one bigger opportunity and couldn't take advantage of it, as on the other side Chesney and Bremer were the only ones on the level of the game. At this moment Juventus are 4 points behind with 1 game more, so they will have to rely on the other teams in the league to help them by stopping Inter. And in the last game we saw action at the Olimpico. AS Roma welcomed Cagliari and defeated them with 4-0. 2 goals from Dybala, debut goal from the 18-year-old Dean Hewison, and the captain Pellegrini, who is on fire since the arrival of De Rossi, were enough for the Wolves to collect the 3 points. That way they kept their chances for the Champions League next year. In the Dream Team we have 134 points after the clean sheet for Di Gregorio and the goals of De Ketelaere and Dybala. Pavar, Scalvini and Lupertu claimed clean sheets as well, while Coppola from Verona scored a goal. In our private league I have climbed 1 more spot, as most of the other managers didn't collect more than 70 points this round. I have opened 20 points gap between me and the 10th place, and even 30 points from the 12th spot. Eldar was the leader for more than 5 rounds in the middle of the first half of the season, but now he is losing ground by the minute and continues to plunge more and more. The leader now is still Henrik from Norway, but he continues to score less points than me, and he is now just 100 points away. I might have a chance on reaching the top 3 if everything is going this way. I won't talk that much about the bottom half of the rankings, as most of the managers there doesn't play anymore. This round was not any different. No one scored more than 65-70 points, and the distance between them and the top 15 managers is growing. And now from the bottom, let's go to the top of the world rankings. The world leader now is Joe Bonas from the United Kingdom with 1895 points, as Anton Yovkov, who was at the first place for maybe a month, is now at the 8th position. The name above average Joe tells all the story you need to know. I don't know how did he end up with that much points, but this round he has to send some gift to Dybala for bringing him 30 points and saving him the embarrassment. The round's highest was scored by Omar from Italy with 113 points. He has put both Juventus players at the bench, which gave him the chance to score 33 points with his defense and 30 points from Dybala as a captain, and further 32 points from the other midfielders. The only problem I can see here is Hernandez, who scored just 1 point after Milan conceded goals in both halves. And this is my team. I scored 84 points, which is the highest in our league for second time this season. My midfielders scored good points for maybe the first time this year, but I chose bad captain again. My problem was that 3 of the defenders conceded goals and couldn't keep the full clean sheet, collecting just 11 points for me. Overall, I am happy with the result, as I have collected 30 points over the round's average. Mark Mutajai from Kenya scored the second best result in our league with 82 points. His defense is even worse than mine, but he has Pellegrini as captain, who brought him 26 points. And if he had placed Sully instead of someone from Juventus, he would have scored even more in total. The third best result in our league was from Flora, as she got 79 points, thanks again to Dybala and Giroud. She has a pretty good squad, and I hope she can make it into the top 10, as she has climbed a long way to be on the 13th place right now. As for the next round, we have 2 big games. Roma will face the leaders, Inter at the Olimpico, in the search for points in their battle for the top 4. While Napoli will try to do the same against the other team from Milano. It will be interesting to see how the North will defend their Champions League spots against the teams from the South. Wins for Roma and Napoli, and a win for Juventus at home against Udinese, will rejuvenate the battle for the Scudetto. Don't forget to like and share the video, leave a comment in the comment section below, and as I have said in the beginning, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Take care and God bless.